What's going on, Dub Nation? I am your host of Warriors Today by Chat Sports, Allie Barefoot, and there have been some new reports about Draymond Green's suspension and possible Draymond Green trade rumors that have also led me to believe that potentially the Warriors' big three of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green may no longer be the trio towards the end of the season. Let's go ahead and break down the first social that we did see from Shams. This was tweeted out earlier today, and it said, Warriors four-time NBA champion Draymond Green has started a counseling process and is expected to remain sidelined via suspension for at least the next 3 weeks, sources do say. Now, if you guys do remember, he does have an indefinite suspension. They gave no timetable as to when he could actually return from punching Nurkic in the face. But if you look at what today is, December 18th, and you're going to go 3 weeks from today, well, that's going to be January 8th, which means Draymond Green's going to miss the Christmas game. He's going to miss a lot of big-time games moving up to that moment. And that's just saying if he does return in 3 weeks, Dubs could be without Draymond Green for a long time, pending whether or not he meets that criteria for the NBA to actually revoke his suspension. So like I said, he's going to miss some big games. Let's break down some opponents he's actually not going to be there for. The Warriors will play the Boston Celtics tomorrow night, of course, without Draymond Green. They'll play Denver Nuggets twice, including one game on Christmas. They also have the Miami Heat, who's number 5 in the Eastern Conference, and they have the Dallas Mavericks, who are number 3 right now in the Western Conference. I mean, you're going up against Bam, you're going up against Luka, Jokic, Kristaps Porzingis, all without your top defender in Draymond Green. So I want you guys to go on ahead and hit that sub button for me, because if Draymond Green's suspension does get revoked earlier or later, I want you to know that we are going to report on it immediately. That's why you hit that sub button. Anything you need to know about the Warriors, you're going to find right here at Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Well, it's not just Shams, it's actually Woj, who is also making statements per the Golden State Warriors saying, I know a few general managers who lobbed calls to Mike Dunleavy Jr. in the last few days. A lot of teams are starting to talk. They're starting to trade ideas about what interests they have in certain players. Now, Woj didn't specify which players they're talking about, but if I had to put my money on it, I would say Draymond Green and Klay Thompson are involved in those trade talks, because Woj actually does think that Dunleavy is going to be active towards the trade deadline. And I don't blame him at all, because right now the Dubs are bottom 10 of the Western Conference, bottom 5. So you want to be able to be championship contenders the way they have been in the past, but nonetheless, it always makes me wonder if this is the end of Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. Because Woj does think that if Dunleavy is going to be active towards the trade deadline, then this could just be the end of the trio as the Golden State Warriors know it. And the trio has been together for years. I couldn't even imagine a Warriors team without Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson playing together. But Steph Curry actually did come out and speak on Draymond Green's suspension. He said, look, he can't do what he's been doing. Yeah, thanks, Steph Curry. We all knew that one. He said, we know that. Everyone knows that. What that means to change, I think that's the search for the answer. So look, Steph Curry's saying that he needs to take some time. He needs to take some time away from the Warriors to actually figure out what's going on in his head. And that's hard, because Steph Curry's been side by side with Draymond since Draymond came into the league. Look at what the trio has done, the big three have done in their time with the Warriors. They've won 4 rings. They've been in 9 NBA finals. They've combined 18 All-Star appearances with 13 All-Star selections, and they're actually the longest tenured NBA players on a current team. That's what I mean, but I can't imagine the Warriors without these big three. But I'm going to be honest here. Draymond Green hasn't been playing that well this season despite his injuries and suspensions. He's averaging less than 10 points per game, so it might be time to finally say sayonara to Draymond Green. But does that mean Klay Thompson will go with him as well? Nonetheless, I do want to talk to you guys about our sponsor here on Warriors Today. Of course, it is Factor Meals. It's a fresh, never frozen food service, and it makes my life 10 times easier, especially around the holiday season. These meals are actually chef-crafted, over 35 different recipes that you can pick from. There's no prep, no mess, no fuss. These meals are literally delivered right to your front door, and it's the easiest thing in the world to heat these up, especially around the holidays. My folks are coming into town for the holidays, and as much as I would love to cook them a 4-course meal, I don't have the time to. So I let Factor Meals chefs go on ahead and create meals just for me, and they can go protein plus, they can go vegan, they can go vegetarian, anything to help your stomach. All you guys have to do is go to factormeals.com/dubschat50. Use promo code dubschat50. You're going to get 50% off. One more time, go to factormeals.com/dubschat50. Use promo code dubschat50 for 50% off. Now, if they do decide to trade for Draymond Green, there has been a lot of sportsbook odds that have been floating around the Twitter sphere and around the NBA, and this is kind of where it would lead Draymond Green's trade destinations. The Dallas Mavericks are sitting there at top plus 210. LA, Cleveland, Indiana. Then, of course, you got some more Western Conference teams in Sacramento, back to the East in Detroit, Philadelphia, and, of course, you got the Spurs there at plus 800. Now, I was pretty surprised to see the Dallas Mavericks to be number one. Of course, Mavericks can also use some defense on that side of the ball, but I don't see the Warriors giving up Draymond to a Western Conference team. That may just be me. I think that Dunleavy would at least get rid of Draymond Green and send him across the country just because I think it'd be out of respect for Draymond Green not to go, in the same state as the Warriors and go to LA or another team like that. But nonetheless, Steve Kerr reassured media a while ago they don't see Draymond going anywhere. Steve Kerr did say we need Draymond, okay? That's it. Golden State will wait this out, and whether Green gets fixed or just slaps a Band-Aid on whatever's been wrong with him for a long, long time, Golden State will take him back. That's great. I love hearing that from Steve Kerr, but should they? I think it's finally time for the Warriors to actually sit down and address, is Draymond Green worth keeping on the Golden State Warriors? Is he still the player that has helped the Warriors get 4 rings? Is he still the player that is worth these suspensions and the ejections and everything that comes with Draymond if he doesn't get better? I think that's a big question Dunleavy's going to have to ask within the next 3 weeks or moving forward. So I put together a little trade here. Like I said, I don't want to see Draymond go to the Western Conference. I want to see him go to the East. I want him to just start over completely fresh if he is traded. So a couple videos ago, I actually did put together a trade idea with the Cleveland Cavs, with the Detroit Pistons. Well, now let's look at the Pacers. Okay, the Warriors would receive Buddy Hield and Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah Jackson, less than 10 points per game, but that's another big the Warriors could definitely use. Buddy Hield would be a phenomenal three-point shooter on the Dubs, already fantastic three-point shooting team. And, of course, the Pacers would receive Draymond Green. The Pacers have struggled with defense just a little bit this season, and I think they could really be playoff contenders if they had another defensive asset like Green on their team. But do you think Draymond should be traded at all? Do you think he should retire a Warrior? Do you think Dunleavy should actually look at the cards and think, hey, we really need some help outside of Draymond Green this season? Go on ahead and type T for trade, type K for keep on whether or not you think the Dubs should trade Draymond Green. Because my next question is, if Draymond goes, should Klay go? I mean, he's already in the final year of his contract. He denied $48 million before the season started. So, if you're going to clear house, you might as well clear house because look at these salaries that they're going to open up. Of course, Klay Thompson is $43 million a year. Draymond Green did just sign that contract extension for the next 4 years, but as of right now, he's $22 million. He'll be about $25 million next season. So it's whether or not you want to keep both of these $65 million on your roster or go get win-now talent. And that's not saying Klay Thompson can't be win-now talent. He has been in the past. He's had a rough start to the season, but he's starting to heat up, which is giving me some kind of hope that, okay, maybe Klay is finding that ignite under his butt to finally get this thing going. Because Anthony Slater actually pointed this out. Look at the last 3 games from Klay Thompson. This is phenomenal. It hasn't been the best opponents they've played, but nonetheless, I like where Klay Thompson's going. 30 points, 8 threes, 24 points, 4 threes, 28 points, 5 threes. This is the Klay Thompson the Warriors know. But is this a fluke, or is he actually starting to find his rhythm? Here's my thing. I think that he's probably been so frustrated with whether or not he's going to get a contract or not. I think if the Warriors kind of keep pushing that, hey, look, your future's in the line card, it's going to make him work harder. It's going to give him that motivation to see if he really wants to retire a Warrior. I think you keep playing that card if you're a Warrior, if you're Mike Dunleavy. I think you keep pushing the whether or not he's going to have a job in the Golden State Warriors uniform next year. That's going to make him work harder. Because do you think Klay Thompson should retire a Warrior? I want you guys to go ahead and comment why or why not, because you got to think about it. They don't have to trade him because his contract's up at the end of the season. So they could still keep their ways and just mutually part and allow him to be a free agent and see what happens. But with Draymond, you just signed him to a contract extension, so you kind of have to make a trade. Klay's a little bit different. Go ahead and comment why or why not. And while you guys are at it, go ahead and hit that sub button for me down below. Anything you need to know about Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, or the Warriors in general, you're going to find right here at Warriors Today by Chat Sports. So hit that sub button for me.